I was walking home from school one day. I usually walk by places that were always friendly. Great people walk there. I walked in the house I lived in for 45 years. This was on a day back in 2008. I was just graduating from my senior year in college. I was done with it in 3 months. I lay on my chair that rests your head. It felt great to have the rest of the day to myself. Then I thought I would ease the rest of the day out and watch some old tapes from my high school life. I picked up the old box of VHS tapes I left in my closet. There were about at least 50 tapes in the box. I thought that I would watch a VHS I recorded on Cartoon Network all night back in 2002. I got up off the floor and decided to put the tape in the VCR. The tape started and it looked so cheesy compared to shows in 2019. You could see old Billy Mays commercials on it. Most of these commercials just wanted to sell you things, I thought. The tape has 6 hours of stuff on it. I fast forward through all the boring stuff. Then a commercial comes up that says next is Jonny Quest. The show came on around 3 a.m. that night. I liked the feeling of getting to see an episode of Jonny Quest. I fast forward through all the commercials, though, again. Then I hit the promo before it starts. I let it play from there. The promo for Jonny Quest looks okay. Nothing is out of the ordinary. Then the episode starts. At first, it seemed okay. The intro had its usual look. Nothing fancy or exciting different about it. Then the picture gets off. It got different once you saw a shot from inside the plane. Johnny, Haji, and Dr. Quest had no eyes on their face. Ray Spannon wasn't in the scene. The dog Bandit was upside down on the ceiling. He was still alive, however. Then it went towards a screenshot of Race. Race was terrified and crouched towards the wall in fear. He was scared and had tears falling from his eyes. He had his hands against himself like he had trouble breathing. Then the screen went blank. I wondered what the hell is going on. It proceeded to the episode title shot. The episode was titled Giant Killer Craze. I don't remember seeing an episode called this. The episode screen was all in red with white lettering. The episode proceeded. The episode at the beginning actually wasn't that different. The whole gang was sitting around in Dr. Quest's lab. The guys were talking about Dr. Zen, and how he had an invention, a new one that would destroy the whole planet. They looked concerned about everyone's safety, but then the screen went red again. I thought it was just a malfunction at Cartoon Network. It was red for a whole 2 minutes, though. But in the background you could hear a small noise that sounded like a cat meow. The cat sounded real angry, like it was going to kill someone. It was unexplainable at the time. Then the picture came back. This time, it was an empty background. The only thing present was a tree by a river. Then the camera panned over the Race. He had a blue face and blank eyes with no eyeballs in them. Ray started yelling, "Kill all the creatures!" His voice sounded like an Indian, which would make sense being lots of Indian characters in the show. Race's face was stuck on the screen for at least 25 seconds. Then, I noticed, during that whole time, he was staring at me. I felt sick after seeing his face. Then Dr. Quest came up on the screen. He was showing arguing Race. This time, Race looked normal, except he was bald in the scene. They were in a bedroom with just the two. Dr. Quest argued, "I want you to have sex with me." Race looked puzzled and hit Dr. Quest in the face with the lamp turned on. Race was naked on the screen, and lots of body hair exposed on him. Then Dr. Quest yelled back at Race in a different language. He sounded French in his argument. Race banned and then made Dr. Quest bend over down at him. He forced Dr. Quest's face at his crotch. Dr. Quest vomited on the bed after the altercation. But his vomit looked like real-life human vomit. I thought this is one of the most sick, twisted episodes ever shown on Cartoon Network. That wasn't part of Adult Swim. Haji and Jonny and, of course, Bandit were not in sight, thank goodness. The screen changed, and this time Bandit was up on the screen. He was barking constantly. You couldn't see what he was barking at. Then Race came back on the screen. He was seen murmuring at the river. "Did you expose me to everyone like I asked?" quietly talked Race. A voice in the background whispered, "Yes." I was confused at this moment. I didn't know who was there at all. Then a short man walked toward Race. He looked like a short LeBron James. LeBron looked really happy at Race. I didn't even know LeBron was famous at the time enough to put into a kid's cartoon. Race started laughing hard and ripped his own face off. He threw it in the river. He said, "It is much cooler without skin on my face." LeBron was crying in shock. Then he ran off into the bushes. After that scene, the theme song came up again. This time it was backwards, with Hungarian subtitles. Then Jonny and Haji finally came up. They both had guns in their hands. They both looked real angry too. But you couldn't tell who they were mad at. Then they started chanting in weird languages and they were looking at the bushes behind them. They were also sitting on a road that led to nowhere. Both Haji and Jonny stopped once Race came in the picture. Race had his face skinned back, but he grew a long beard, somehow so quick. Then Jonny and Haji aimed their guns at Race. Race wasn't frightened, though. Then it suddenly got real windy. Race's beard was floating back and forth, and his whole body was. Jonny and Haji dropped their guns and cried. Bandit wasn't pictured, neither was Dr. Quest. Then Race picked up one of the guns and shot himself. Race laid on the ground with blood flooding around him. Jonny picked up one of the guns and shot Haji. Then he threw the gun in the river and fled the scene. Haji was laying on the ground dead with Race. The wind picked up stronger and looked like a human for a storm. Then Race and Haji's skin blew away with the wind. Then the whole scene started blowing away. The skeletal remains of the two blew away as well once the wind hit a higher peak. Then the screen went static and it was over. I couldn't believe what I just saw. Then I proceeded to go to sleep. I didn't want to be awake anymore. The next morning I wake up and turn on the news. They are reporting a hurricane hit somewhere overnight with the hardest wind ever recorded. It was reported at 580 miles per hour. Then that crazy episode Jonny Quest came inside my head. What if? Nah, I didn't believe it. It must have been a bad timing. Then the same thought came back inside my head. What if? What if this wasn't fake?